The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker of Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM The Talker. I am here with my co-host and husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney. How are you?
Very good. How are you today?
Just fine.
Doing well.
Doing well. Thank you for asking. We're also with Matt Marzani, owner of Keystone Upholstery.
It's good to see you both.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
The last time you were here was right before as COVID was hitting the world.
That's right. I remember it well.
Yes, I do too. Thanks for being here with us. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with exceptional realtors who've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com, or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and get a live view of Dunmore Corners. You never know what you're going to see.
View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com. Or also all the popular podcasts that we feature the radio show on are listed. Okay, Matt Marzani, owner of Keystone Upholstery. A little bit about you and your company, please.
Sure. Well, this company was started actually by my grandfather. He was a tailor who went to upholstery school on the GI Bill after World War II and opened up Marzani's Tailoring and Upholstering in 1948 or 9. Then in 1956, my father took it over and changed the name to Keystone Upholstering so it wouldn't be so ethnic, and dropped the tailoring because it didn't make money. I've been here since I'm 12 years old, and I'm now almost 25. And my brother is my partner, and my son is there too. And we're going strong. Business is good.
Family-owned and run business, right? So, which is unusual these days.
Well, it may be unusual, but in my life, whatever I do, siding on my house, roofing, whatever, I try to deal with a family business. They have skin in the game.
We do too. That's our philosophy as well. So, you know, on the way in, you had mentioned you're booked through December, yes. Christmas.
Yes.
And you wish you had one more
upholsterer, a journeyman upholsterer. I don't have time to train someone right now. My son is in training, but I need an experienced guy. I could probably use 2 experienced guys right now, but they just don't exist.
They don't exist?
No.
So you had mentioned your grandfather went to upholstering school. Is that such a thing any longer?
No, there's no upholstering school that I'm aware of.
Wow.
And it's too bad. It's a pretty good trade. An upholsterer can make, an experienced upholsterer, you have to pay him about $35 an hour. And that's to start right away. But it's something that takes years to learn, years to get good, you know, and you have to be good because everything that comes in is different. There's no patterns. Every single thing is a custom job. You have to be good. I have 2 good upholsterers. My brother is doing some upholstering now too. He used to just do springs and frames. My son is doing springs and frames. I cut and sew. I have 2 upholsterers. We have Beth Rundell selling the fabrics on the first floor. She's Keystone Fabrics, and it's really good. It's a perfect outfit with no wasted labor, except when we get crushed with business, like we have the past couple months.
So business is booming. It's good, and that's wonderful.
It is.
Yes, and you are a dying breed.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
What are the most common problems and challenges that you encounter when working on upholstery projects, aside from the fact that you don't have the manpower.
Well, the most common problems are not the craft. We are at our shop. We are all experts at the craft. The most common problems are taxes, insurances, and regulations.
Sounds familiar.
That's the worst part about the business. I love the craft, and labor and materials just isn't the half of it anymore. I have a broken elevator right now, and it's working, but it's in the process of a new control panel and all that, and it's expensive. Everything is expensive, and then the state just keeps making it more expensive. They came in with more new elevator regulations that you have to have smoke alarms outside of each car, like as if it's a public elevator. It's not. I'm the only one that uses it, and my brother. It's not for customers. It's strictly to bring furniture to the third floor where we work. And insurances and taxes keep going up.
Right. And so the expenses, and when we were closed down for COVID, I don't think the general world realized that the small business owner was, the bill still came in,
yeah.
and we couldn't practice.
That was kooky, if you ask me. Telling you that you have to be closed for 12 weeks when the insurance payments keep coming, the mortgage keeps coming.
The taxes.
They didn't give you a tax break for 3 months.
No. I mean,
utilities.
My utilities might have gone down 10%, but you can't shut everything off. You still have to have it heated, and you still have to have it lighted. So that's amazing to me that they can order you closed. That's amazing.
Right. But we weren't getting a paycheck.
No. And I was writing paychecks.
Sure.
Every week. I was taking them to my brother and my son and my 3 employees and dropping paychecks in their envelopes every Friday, or in their mailboxes every Friday.
When is it more practical or cost effective to restore an old piece of furniture as opposed to replacing it?
The main criteria would be the age of it and the quality of it, naturally. There's not a lot of furniture being sold today that you should reupholster. But there's some. I mean, if you go to a top store, can I say Penn Furniture?
Yeah, sure. They were on the show.
If you go to Penn Furniture, they are selling furniture that we will someday reupholster. I won't mention stores that are selling furniture that we won't reupholster. But if you go to
Sears, that's gone. They're gone.
All right, we'll pick on Sears. They can't sue me. Or if you have anything even from the early 80s, it was still all good until then. Or if you have any name brand stuff, Ethan Allen, Century, Henredon, Baker, and there's some others. I can't think of them all right now. But anything that's made of hardwood is worth reupholstering, and it would be a better piece of furniture than you can buy.
My parents loved Ethan Allen. They loved, when I remember as a kid going to the store, going to the Ethan Allen, I forget where it was in Brooklyn, and we went there, and they bought a dining room set, and they had it for 50 years. It made it through Sandy. It was floating around the living room when the salt water came in, and it survived. That stuff was built like a ship.
Ethan Allen was built to last forever. They had some of the best furniture out there. They were really second to nobody. Then,
right,
as time went on, in certain areas, like this area where people aren't going to pay $3,500 for a chair, the quality got cut. But $3,500 for a chair is not that outrageous anymore. That's what it takes to make a good chair.
Wow.
It's sad. It's not for everybody. But I see chairs all the time higher than that.
Well, you did a couch for us. Actually, you did a few things for us.
A lot of things.
I remember. Oh, yeah. I did your
beautiful.
outdoor cushions.
Beautiful stuff.
Well, your sofa, I think, is from the 30s.
We don't know. Nobody sits on it. It's too beautiful.
That is a beautiful sofa.
Oh, my God.
But those are gone forever. I don't care what you spend. You can't buy it. You can't buy that quality.
No.
I have a sofa at the shop that my father reupholstered in 1957 for a couple in Carbondale. I'm pointing. That doesn't really matter on this show. For a couple in Carbondale. And their grandchildren brought it to us. Now, my father did it in 1957. The grandchildren brought it to us in about maybe 2015. thereabouts, and they didn't like the price of redoing it, so I bought it from them just to show people. I reupholstered it in a pretty good cravat fabric, just to show people this was not an expensive sofa. This was a sofa of a miner, and he bought it at a store where the store owner came to his house every Friday and got $1 or $2 or whatever, and he bought it. But the quality of it, and it was a cheap sofa in its day. It wasn't grand. But what I show people is the quality of it, how solid everything is, and the size of it. Because sofas seat 3 people. But today's sofas are massive. They still seat 3 people. but they're gigantic. Big arms and a big footprint, deep front to back.
Deep, and I can't get comfortable.
Well, they're not comfortable. The rules that used to matter, where your seat height was 19 inches, your seat depth was 22 inches, the angle of the back was 95 degrees. Everything was made for a 5'9" person. It was made to be comfortable. Now you have sofas that you'll look like Lily Tomlin as a little girl sitting on it with your legs straight out.
Right.
Because the seats are 30 inches deep. So, and also everything is sloppy. Where everything used to be tight and fitted, now it's kind of a one size fits all. Even in the factories, they focus on one size fits all. To tell you another story quickly that I may have never told you.
Do.
My father was so busy that he ran 2 shifts in the upholstery shop back in the 60s. And he got upholsterers from Binghamton that worked at Kraler Furniture Company and upholsterers that worked at Nelson Brothers in Kingston. And that was back when, to be an upholsterer in a furniture factory, you had to be an upholsterer, where today they don't. Today, nothing really fits. Everything sort of fits. It's mass-produced, and one guy will know how to do left arms. But now all the factories like that still did it the old way, they're all gone. In fact, all the factories in the North are all gone. And years ago, the North was the best furniture, and North Carolina was lesser furniture. Now, North Carolina is the good furniture, and not because it's good, but because it's the best we have. And the bad furniture is coming from Laos and Vietnam and China, and God bless those 6- and 7-year-old kids that have to build furniture. They all have to work so they can buy food. But the stuff is terrible. It's just terrible. I can't even fix it.
Can't even fix it.
No. This will be another story. If a customer has a sofa that they love and fits perfectly in a place, but it's a low-quality sofa, we can do it. But what we do with it is we build a new frame.
Oh.
We build a new subframe, the base square on the bottom, because the frames that they're making now, you can't even attach springs to them because good springs put a lot of pressure on the frame, and it pulls the frames apart. I was at a fella's house. He called. The front leg, the legs are broken on the sofa. Can we fix that? Well, we can. We can fix anything. It's all a question of is it worth it? I went to see the sofa. The legs weren't broken. The frame was broken. All 4 legs were splayed out because the springs pulled the frame right in half. He had the sofa 9 months.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he said, I paid a lot of money for that sofa. Well, that doesn't mean anything to me. Everybody has a different idea of a lot of money.
So was it more cost effective for you to build the frame?
No, not for this one. Not for this one. This sofa was just too bad.
Okay.
It was just too junky.
All right. Now, I have a sofa in my house, say, that needs to be repaired. Do you come to the house and take a look at it, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, if it's a mess, do you take care of everything? I don't have to bring it to the shop, do I?
No. We pick up and deliver. That's all included.
Yeah, put it on the hood of your car, or the roof of your car.
Put it on the roof of my Isetta. That's what I'm going to do. I'll just drag it down Greenridge Street.
If you bring it with the Isetta, I will fix it free.
For free.
And what is it, a sofa or a sofa?
Sofa.
Okay. I heard
pizza.
I heard sofa.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's the way they said it in Brooklyn.
Well,
what can I tell you?
In New Jersey, too.
No.
They say pizza, soda.
That's right.
So
there you go.
vanilla.
See, Matt knows.
Well, and they call it an accent. I call it abuse of the alphabet. There's no
okay.
R in any of those words.
Okay.
I'm getting picked on. I have to look at my producer here.
What factors influence the price of upholstery services?
Well, the style of the furniture. For me, when I look at a sofa, I'm always thinking hours. How many hours to do that sofa?
Right.
So different styles take different time, but the biggest factor would be fabric selection. Fabrics really run the gamut in price. You can buy fabrics for $35 a yard. I am right now doing 2 chairs for someone who shall remain nameless, and she paid $468 a yard for the fabric.
Whoa.
Now, that's highly unusual. In fact, it's ridiculous. But this is someone that has no regard for money at all, born with a ton, and $468 a yard.
That's what she wants.
That's right, whatever she wants. And she had to buy 16 yards.
But what types of materials and fabrics are commonly used?
Today, for high traffic areas, which is a lot of what we do is TV rooms, and we're using a fabric called Krypton. And Krypton was developed for the restaurant industry, for restaurants that didn't want to use vinyl. It's a fabric that doesn't get dirty. You can literally pour beet juice on it and it won't stain it, or red wine. And it comes in various configurations. It comes in an open weave. It comes in a velvet. It comes in a brocade weave. And that's Krypton. But we're also using a lot of velvets, a lot of matelassés, and also a lot of outdoor fabric. We did outdoor fabric for you.
Yes.
And there's still the same fabrics out there that there always were. It's just that you have to buy good ones because they're not as good as they used to be either.
Well, how do you choose the right one for a project?
You come into our shop, and Beth will help you choose it. There's literally hundreds of thousands of fabrics. So when you come into our showroom, she will talk with you and find out the kind of use you need and point you in the right direction.
And where is your showroom?
It's at 1521-23 North Main Avenue, right next door to the old North Scranton Junior High. And we've been there since 1963.
And Beth runs the Keystone Fabric.
She runs Keystone Fabrics.
The store on the first floor.
On the first floor.
And then you're up on the 3rd floor with the broken elevator.
Right.
Yeah.
It's working right now.
It never broke. It failed inspection.
Oh, failed inspection. Okay.
Yeah, because they changed the inspection rules. It used to pass inspection,
right.
But now there's all these.
They moved the goalposts.
Yeah,
of course they do.
Oh, I could.
Don't get me started.
This is my second.
We'll change the topic of the show, so we're going to have to.
This is my second run at this elevator. I went through this once before, and
you need one of those firehouse poles to come down.
Getting the stuff down is easy.
Yeah,
we can get a slide for that. Getting it up is the problem.
That's exactly true. When gravity is working with you,
it's okay.
Not as bad. Because when our elevator broke 20 years ago, it was down for 6 months.
Oh.
But what he did, he locked the car between our loading dock and our 3rd floor, and we built stairs there temporarily for 6 months, and that's how we got furniture in and out.
You were fit then, up and down, up and down, up and down.
I'm getting pretty old. It's mostly not me.
Okay.
There's younger guys working there. Like I said, I'm over 25 now.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Marzani, owner of Keystone Upholstery. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
Well, either of these phone numbers, which would be 570-955-5385 or 570-343-7123, or stop in any day between 10 and 4:30. No appointments are necessary, Monday through Friday, 10 to 12 on Saturday. Just stop in. Bring a picture of your furniture and maybe a couple pictures of your room, and we'll get you selected and tell you how much it's all going to cost.
All right, great. Thank you, Matt. Pat?
Yes. We have a remodeled 3-bedroom home at 2 Front Street in Jenkins Township for $229,000. This home, it's in great condition with new flooring throughout. It's got new electric, new heating system, new water heater, new baths, and a new kitchen with quartz countertops and brand new stainless steel appliances. It also has a first floor laundry room. This home sits on a 50 by 100 level lot with a driveway and a covered front porch. And the taxes are very reasonable at $2,400 a year. That's a freshly remodeled 3-bedroom home at 2 Front Street in Jenkins Township. And that is listed by Amanda Rudis of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Our sponsor this week is Green Man Exterminator, who has the best reputation in the pest control world. Don't settle for harmful pesticides. Choose Green Man Exterminators for a safer, greener solution. Visit greenmanexterminator.com or call 570-851-4863 to schedule your affordable and environmentally friendly pest control service today. Green Man Exterminator has received the Angie's List Super Service Award for 10 continuous years. Green Man Exterminators, protecting your home and the planet one pest at a time.
I just used them because I had carpenter ants in my garage, and I was fighting a losing battle. I was killing hundreds of them inside. I called them. He says, that's nice that you did that, but they went out in the yard, and he says, I found 2 big nests, and he took care of it, and because I would have been fighting them for years. So you got to call a pro.
Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. When considering to sell or buy a home, why choose Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate? Let me tell you why. 70% of home buyers settle for the first agent they meet, and many regret it. 90% of home sellers hire an agent, but was it the right choice? Don't have agent remorse. I'm Jackie Ruddy, and I've been in and around the real estate business for most of my life. And at Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, we've been selling real estate for half a century. But we do not do it halfway. You deserve better than average. Average doesn't help you. We know it's all about you and what you need. Century 21 is the #1 in brand awareness, is the most recognized name in real estate, and is the most respected in the industry. In this market, if you dream big, you need to move fast. So it makes perfect sense to contact Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, 570-344-6724, and visit jready.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back.
With Matt Marzani, owner of Keystone Upholstery, co-owner, correct?
My brother is my partner.
Yes, and your brother's name?
Raymond.
And you have a son that's in the business.
My son, Nathan, is also in the business, and he is also a minor partner.
Excellent. All right. Family-run business in North Scranton. And you've been doing this how long?
Well, we've been in business since the 40s. It was Keystone since 1956 or 7. There's a question about that.
All right.
We were in this building since 1963.
Long-standing business.
Yeah.
All right. So what does the term upholstery exactly entail? How does it differ from other forms of furniture restoration?
All right. Well, reupholstering means you gut the piece of upholstered furniture down to the frame. A properly reupholstered piece down to the frame. The frame is then re-glued. The springs are reinstalled and retied, and all the filling is replaced new. That's reupholstering.
It's not just putting fabric on something.
That's correct. That's recovering, which occasionally we do. If somebody has a new piece of furniture that they just want to change the color and everything is good inside, we will reuse it. 99% of the time we replace everything.
So it's like a restoration. It's like a car restoration.
It is a restoration. It is a restoration. I don't know how other shops do it. I don't know. I don't even know how many other shops there are anymore. But I see reupholstered work come in, reupholstered a long time ago. And boy, they really did it on the cheap. They didn't. We put everything new, everything. I've seen them. I've seen them with the same filling from the 1930s, and they were reupholstered in the 80s.
So to get something reupholstered, it's not a cheap thing to do.
No, it's not. All it is, it's cheaper than replacing it if you're replacing it with quality. But it's not cheaper than buying cheap furniture. You can buy cheap furniture.
How long does the cheap furniture last?
Well, anywhere from 6 months to a couple years.
Yeah, you were telling us a story of a guy, his frame broke.
His sofa was 9 months old, and he called the store, and they said, no, there is no warranty, and we don't build them, we only sell them, is what they told him.
Ugh. And what happened? It wasn't the legs that were broken.
No, the legs weren't broken. He thought the legs were broken, but the frame was actually broken. The 4 legs were splayed right out because the frame actually turned sideways. It broke completely. And that happened in 9 months. But I've seen others. I've seen others. A leather sofa, I'm not going to say the brand name of it, it came to my shop for a repair from a store, a customer complaint. And it was a year old. When I saw how it was put together, I called the owner of the store, who was a friend of mine, and I said, I don't even know how it lasted a year. This shouldn't have lasted a week. It really shouldn't. It had what's called no-sag springs, which everybody knows what they are. They maybe call them zigzag springs.
Oh, yeah.
And now zigzag springs are good if it's a really good frame because they put tremendous pressure on a frame. You have 16 or 18 of those all pulling on the top of the frame. That's what happened to that fella's sofa, that the legs splayed right out. This one was made in either Vietnam or Laos, and the springs, which usually have a spring clip on the end that goes in with 3 screws and holds it on, the ends of the springs were bent down into a nail and just hammered into the frame. And the frame was plywood. So you had these heavy-duty springs hammered into the edge of plywood. You know, Carpentry 101, nothing goes in the edge of plywood, maybe thumbtacks on a picnic table. But nothing goes in the edge of plywood. So the lady's complaint was that the seat was too soft. Well, there was only one spring still there. The rest of them were just all dangling from the wire. So not only was it too soft, you went right down to the floor.
So when you got springs like that, you should have a heavy metal frame to support all of that stress, wouldn't you?
It would be normally a wooden frame.
It would be a wooden frame.
A hardwood frame. Years ago, the best furniture was maple, and then it kind of went to oak when maple got too expensive. Then when oak got too expensive, it went to ash and poplar, which is still good. Then after that, it went to softwood, which doesn't work at all. And then it went to what they called remanufactured lumber, which we call particle board or masonite, or some of it's not even particles; it's dust board. It's
with a little glue.
Yeah, with a lot of resin, and it's the meatloaf of wood, and and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But there's people that think heavy means good with furniture, and it doesn't. Good furniture has to be a certain weight, can't be too light. But there's nothing heavier than particle board, and that's the worst frame of all. So people are fooled by that, and the factories know that, so they make them heavy. So the way to test for a good sofa, especially on a new one, go to one side of it, grab it by one front leg, and pick that one front leg up by itself. See how far it comes up before the other leg comes off the floor. A good sofa will be rigid, where by the time this leg is up 2 inches, the other leg is up. But a particle board frame sofa, they're not tight even when they're brand new. And you pick up one leg, and the whole sofa will flex, and the other leg will stay on the floor.
Great information. Matt Marzani, owner of Keystone Upholstery. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
Well, they can call us at 570-343-7123 or 570-955-5385 or email at info@keystonefabrics.net. Or just stop in our showroom anytime, no appointments necessary, at 1521-23 North Main Avenue.
And you are there Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday. I'm there all the time, but our showroom is open 10 to 4:30 Monday through Friday and 10 to 12 on Saturday.
All right. Would you come back next week?
Sure, happy to.
Thank you. Pat?
Yes, we have probably one of the nicest places in Eagle Lake for sale. This is a new Wildwood Lodge RV on a quarter acre at R113 Skyview. Eagle Lake, it's located in Gouldsboro, and it's a gated seasonal community. This RV is amazing with a detached sunroom and a laundry room and a beautiful deck. Eagle Lake is filled with amenities that include a clubhouse, a beach, a lake, a pool, and private security. That's a seasonal 2-bedroom RV with low taxes and reasonable HOA fees at R113 Skyview for $159,000, and that's listed by Gail Lewis of our office.
Thank you. Join us next Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. for more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker.